In the dark silence of space, a broken planet floats like a forgotten ghost with no sound, no wind, no sky, only the cold memory of a world that once had oceans, forests, mountains, cities, dreams and children laughing under blue skies, but now only black scars cover the surface. Long rivers of glass stretch across dead valleys where melted stone froze in strange shapes. Tall mountains look like claws rising toward the stars as if they tried to defend themselves in the final moment when the sky burned and everything turned to ash. And this dead world is Earth. 10,000 years after extinction, the last memory of humanity lying alone in the middle of lifeless space like a ruined monument of a war no one wants to remember except the ones who lost everything, because Earth did not die quietly, it died screaming fire into the galaxy for 10 long days when humans fought until their last breath against the first empire that used star weapons, the kind of weapons that melt land like wax and turn oceans into clouds in minutes, the kind of weapons that erase history and leave only silence behind. Earth once was full of light and sound, but now even stars reflect only the black scars on its surface. Every alien empire knows the story, or at least the story they tell in their history books. Humans fought until their last breath, then disappeared forever, and the galaxy believes humans are extinct, gone like dust, burned like leaves in winter. Only a few broken artifacts remain as evidence of humanity in museums made of glass and crystal, where alien children walk past burned helmets with melted edges, crushed rifles shaped like twisted metal, and one famous message carved on a small broken plate of alloy that never rusted. A message written with trembling human hands in the last hour of war. It says, "If humanity lives, remember who did this." The younger generation looks at the message and laughs, calling humans a myth. Some say humans were monsters who burned their own world. Others say humans were primitive warriors who could not survive the age of stars, and some children say humans never existed at all, that the story is only a bedtime tale. The elders do not laugh, they whisper quietly that humans will return one day, because the universe never forgets true pain, but no one believes them because 10,000 years is too long for memory. Pain becomes legend, legend becomes joke, and joke becomes nothing. But suddenly, without warning, space tears open like a wound, like someone cut the fabric of reality itself near the dead Earth, and a massive cubic ship appears in the darkness, larger than continents, larger than moons, its surface black like burned stone with sharp edges and glowing lines that look like veins of white fire inside metal. No engine glow, no signal, no lights from windows, no normal sound of a ship. There is only one pulse coming from the ship, like a heart beating in the darkness, a human heartbeat detected after 10,000 years, like the sound of a ghost waking from a nightmare. The galaxy sensors scream with shock. Data flows into every communication network across hundreds of worlds. Military command centers receive impossible readings, pulse frequency matching old humanity, biology, energy levels equal to ancient human war reactors. But there should be no humans. Everyone believed that the last human died when Earth fell, so how can a heartbeat echo from a ship older than empires inside the giant ship? A hidden world lives frozen in time like a tomb made of light and ice. Millions of pods arranged in long endless rows, cold fog around them like a sleeping forest, and in each pod a human lies silent, waiting for a moment that none of them ever saw coming. Blood begins to move again under pale skin, lungs take air again, eyes open slowly like strangers waking from a dream that lasted longer than history. Memories return in pieces like sharp broken glass floating inside their heads. They remember their last scream, the burning sky, the falling cities, the sound of mountains breaking, the smell of smoke from billions of homes, the loss of mothers, fathers, friends, children, everything that made them human. They remember the day Earth died, and deep inside the ship AI screens turn on with ancient recordings. Holograms show Earth burning, fire falling from orbit, cities melting like candle wax, oceans turning into steam and rising clouds made of death and fear, recorded from the last defense satellites. Voices of dying commanders saying, "Hold the line, protect the planet." Even when everything is lost, the AI plays the last message from the leader who activated the cryovolt, a message that wakes every human heart. It says, "One day we return, one day we avenge the pain." The cryovolt was the final plan of humanity, not surrender but survival, not escape but rebirth. Humans chose to sleep for 10,000 years like seeds hidden in stone, waiting for time to make the galaxy forget their name, and now the ship wakes all of them at once. Millions of humans stand inside huge metallic chambers, breathing slow, cold air, their skin pale, their eyes bright with new light. The oldest commander steps forward, tall with silver hair that never aged because time did not move for him, but his mind still carries the pain of 10,000 years. He looks at the hologram of Earth burning, the final memory of humanity. He sees mountains falling and children running with small hands covering ears. He sees soldiers firing last weapons at ships that looked like suns. He sees his own hands covered in ash, and he stands silent. His eyes hold hate, older than empires, older than stars, older than any law created by alien councils. His voice breaks the silence like iron hitting stone, and when he speaks every human listens. He says 3 words: "We return, we avenge," and those words echo through the ship like thunder rolling across metal halls. The humans begin to move like a single storm, an army waking from stone, hearts beating with one purpose: revenge, not blind revenge but calculated, cold Revenge, the kind that remembers every screaming child, every burning home, every tear fallen on the last day of Earth. Outside the ship, alien empires watch the impossible image, a huge cube near the dead Earth, like a shadow of judgment forgotten by time, but alive again. Panic spreads like fire, communication channels explode with messages. Is that humans? Could they survive 10,000 years? What technology is that? No ship in the galaxy has that design. No empire uses a cube. No empire bends gravity like that. No signal, no transmission, nothing except the heartbeat and the strange pulse that shakes nearby moons. Young officers in military bases try to decrypt the pulse, but it is not a code, it is a life sign, a human life sign. AI calculations show that the ship is made from a material unknown to modern science, something humans built before extinction, something advanced beyond atomic understanding, something written in lost data from ancient human labs. But the truth is even more terrifying. The ship was planned before Earth died, built during the final war, hidden in deep space out of enemy reach. Nobody ever destroyed it because nobody ever found it until now. The cube ship was humanity's last plan, a time machine without going back in time, a chance for revenge without staying alive. For 10,000 years humans chose to sleep and let time fight for them. Inside the ship, screens show the face of every enemy who destroyed Earth. The AI plays the names of their empires, the ZYR Dominion, the first empire to use starfire weapons to wipe planets and leave nothing but glass. The humans watch their faces, their flags, their symbols. The commander fills with rage again, but he controls it. His voice remains cold. He says, "We will show the galaxy what humanity really is." Planets believe humans were weak, myth, foolish dreamers with war songs and small ship stories told to scare children, but the commander knows the truth. Humans were never weak, humans were ahead. Humans nearly unlocked the power of stars before enemy warships arrived, and they died before showing it to the galaxy. The cube ship has that power hidden in its heart. When the commander walks through the halls, he touches metal panels and sees lights move under his hand, as if the ship knows him, remembers him, because the ship is a living machine. AI and metal combined with deep memory. The voice inside the ship speaks in calm tone. It calls itself Helix 01, the guardian of humanity. For 10,000 years it watched Earth burn, it watched stars change, it watched empires rise and fall, and now it wakes its creators. Helix shows the commander a view of Earth close up, the surface black like burnt coal with shining veins of frozen lava, but deep under the scars a strange blue glow moves like a heartbeat. The commander stares at the glow. He asks, "What is that?" Helix says, "The core of Earth still lives, the planet's heart never died, something ancient is still beating under the crust, maybe more than humans ever understood." The commander feels a pain in his chest because Earth is not only a planet, it is mother of humanity, it is the cradle of everything, it is home, and home still beats under the wounds. The humans around him whisper, "Where is our home?" The commander answers quietly, "There," and points at the glowing heart under the dead mountains. The humans cry silently without tears because their hearts are made of stone now, but stone can break when it remembers love and loss. The AI continues to show the last memories of Earth burning, soldiers holding the line, a child hiding under broken walls, smoke covering everything, mothers hugging babies even when fire falls. All these images fill human minds again like someone reopening an old wound that never healed. Helix shows the moment the Creo program started, the final engineers running through halls pulling levers, setting codes as enemy weapons hit the planet. People who never saw the stars died so the ones who slept could return. The commander remembers names of lost friends, faces of those who went to sleep with hope, not fear, hope that one day someone will wake them and tell them Earth is safe. But now Earth is dead but not gone, because the humans are alive and ready. After 10,000 years, time changed everything except their pain. The humans gather in a giant chamber, millions standing in perfect silence like statues surrounded by black metal. The commander steps on a raised platform. He looks at their faces, all different ages, skin tones, hair colors, the last diversity of a dead world. He raises his hand and says, "The world took our home, but it did not take our history, it did not take our memory, and it did not take our rage. Every human heart here carries 10,000 years of pain, and we will give pain back to the ones who gave it to us. But we are not monsters, we are humans. We end wars, not start them. We take justice, not slaves. We rebuild what others destroy, we save what others waste." He pauses and his voice shakes slightly, "And we never forget the children who screamed under the burning sky." The humans breathe like one storm, and the commander ends with 3 words that shake the galaxy: "We return." We avenge sensors on alien worlds, capture the pulse, and send the signal everywhere, and in every military base, every academy, every council meeting, every news channel, aliens watch the image of Earth burning and a human hand rising from the ash, like a ghost of vengeance ready to grab the stars. The commander looks at Earth one last time through a giant window made of black diamond as the cube ship begins to move, its engines silent, but space bends around it, stars blur, and the ship becomes a moving shadow across light. Alien ships detect the jump signature, but do not understand it. No warp, no hyperdrive, something older, something cleaner, something humans built with anger and tears, and the cube ship leaves dead Earth behind like a promise, like a wound that will never close. Until revenge is complete, Earth remains quiet, but the strange blue heartbeat under the crust pulses again, like the planet calling its children home, like the universe whispering that humans are not done. The cube ship disappears into deep space, leaving only silence around Earth. Dark stars reflect its broken face, as if waiting for the day it will live again. The galaxy holds its breath, because everyone knows that sometimes the most dangerous army is the one that died once and came back stronger. With no fear of death, no fear of loss, and no fear of time, the humans who wake after 10,000 years are not the same humans who burned. They are legends born from ash, and they are coming for justice. Inside the massive cubic ship, the humans move like shadows of history, walking through metal corridors older than any empire in the galaxy. Their footsteps echo in hollow halls filled with blue light. Slowly waking from deep sleep, the air tastes like ice, the walls hum with ancient power, and every human knows that they did not return as lost children. They returned as the last memory of a civilization that died with fire in its lungs. Commander Kale Orion walks ahead, slow, steady, like a man who walked through hell once already. His eyes show no fear, only the quiet storm of someone who lost everything and still carries it like armor. People look at him the way soldiers look at their flag. He is not just a commander, he is the face of 10,000 years of pain and the voice that reminded them why they woke up. He stops near a wide transparent wall, looking out at Earth from far distance. The planet looks like a burnt coal floating in dark water, but to Kale it looks like a child with wounds that never healed. He touches the glass and a memory returns, hitting him like lightning. He remembers holding a little girl in his arms, her face covered in ash, her voice breaking with fear when she asked, "Why is the sky burning?" He had no answer, only silence, until she closed her eyes forever. Kale's breath shakes, but he does not cry. 10,000 years ago, he lost the ability to cry. He only remembers the weight of the small body and the fire falling behind them. Helix 01, the ship's AI, speaks softly like a whisper inside his mind. "Commander, your pulse indicates emotional distress." Kale replies in low voice, "Not distress, memory." Helix shows the last hours of Earth again, images of buildings collapsing while soldiers fired until their hands bled, mothers covering children while enemy weapons melted the sky, little hands reaching for help, but no help coming. The engine cores exploding like stars dying. The scene repeats like a punishment. Humans watch all recordings again, not because they like pain, but because they want to remember who they are. They are not returning as conquerors, they are returning as orphans of a world that never got justice. Millions of humans gather in a huge hall. The chamber looks like a stadium built inside a star. The roof shows a hologram of Earth burning, slowly rotating, showing every city that once existed. Names appear one by one: New York, Paris, Nairobi, Beijing, Lahore, Rio, Tokyo, Sydney, Cairo, all covered in fire. Kale walks to the center and every human looks at him. Their faces show hunger, but not for food, hunger for truth, hunger for justice, hunger for the answer that lived in their DNA for 10,000 years. Kale lifts his head, his voice deep like thunder hidden in clouds. "We are alive because the ones who died wanted us to live. We remember Earth not as ashes, but as home. We remember the grass, the rain, the sand, the mountains, the children running in streets, the sky full of stars, and we remember the moment the sky turned to fire, the moment the stars became weapons, the moment the galaxy watched us die without saying a single word. Not one empire helped, not one army came, not one hand tried to save the world that gave humans life." His voice breaks here for the first time, showing a piece of his heart that still beats in pain. His words slow but sharp: "The galaxy forgot us, the galaxy laughed at us, the galaxy used our name as joke, calling humans myth, calling our war a story, calling our bones decoration in museums. But we are here because their history is wrong. We never surrendered, we slept, we waited for time to blind them, we let their memory rot. Because pain is a weapon sharper than any blade, and patience is a war strategy deeper than any star map." Helix projects the image of the ZYR Dominion flagship, the empire responsible for Earth's death. Their symbol appears bright red, two jagged wings around a burning star. Kale looks at the symbol as if looking at a scar on his skin. He says, "The ZYR Empire still lives. They celebrate their victory over us every 1,000 years with a festival called the Day the Fire Won. They drink looking at our burned helmets. They tell stories about how humans begged for mercy, but we never begged, we fought until our hearts stopped. No one in this room carries shame, we carry rage, we carry history." People whisper in crowds, some feel their hearts speed like drums in chest, beating with anger they inherited from people who died before sky turned black. Kale raises his hand and silence returns, total like gravity, pushing their breath down. He says, "Two paths stand in front of us. One path is silent. We rebuild Earth alone. We hide, and we let the galaxy forget again. We start a new life under a new sky and leave revenge behind. The other path is fire. We take our pain to their door. We become the nightmare they created. We show them the price of burning home. We break the empire that destroyed children before their dreams even started, and we rebuild Earth with justice, not fear." The crowd listens breathless. Kale looks at them with eyes that carry deep storm. He says, "I choose fire, but not blind fire, not chaos, not madness. I choose justice, the justice that sleeps for 10,000 years and wakes like mountain that never breaks." People nod, heavy hearts, understanding that their war is not just about killing soldiers, it is about ending a cycle that erased their entire species. Helix detects power increasing in ship cores, massive Reactors that slept like hearts in ice now glow blue like stars held inside metal. Kale activates star navigation. The ship aligns on a course towards ZYR Dominion borders. Helix warns their fleet is large, millions of ships. Kale answers numbers never scared us, dying never scared us, losing homes scared us, losing children scared us, losing the right to exist scared us, and now fear is dead inside us. We have nothing to lose, nothing left. The crowd listens and a soft broken voice rises. From the back, a young woman, maybe in her early 20s. She was born inside Creo like the rest, but her voice sounds like the world that died. She asks, Commander, what about Earth? Can we bring it back? Can we make it alive again? And Kale looks at her with a softness no one expected. His answer slow like a prayer. The planet heart still beats. Helix showed me Earth is not dead, it is wounded, deep wounded, but alive under the scars. The crowd gasps like they heard a miracle. Helix confirms the inner core shows energy anomaly unknown to science. Similar to planetary heartbeat, thermal pulses rise through crust every 12 minutes. Kale explains Earth needs us. We did not return only for revenge. We returned for home, for the soil that touched our ancestors' feet, for the water that gave us life, for the mountains that taught us strength, for the sky that showed us our dreams. We return for the baby born under fire, who never saw a peaceful day. We return for the mothers who died holding their children. We return for the soldiers who fought when everything was lost. His eyes fill with something close to tears like a river trapped behind rock, but no tear falls. His voice like iron heated in flame. We return for the children of Earth, not the adults of war. The crowd stands silent. Many try to cry, but their eyes learned darkness. Too long, tears dried in their blood centuries ago. Helix says star drive ready. Kale nods and gives command launch Project Ash Phoenix. The entire ship shakes like a dragon waking after sleeping. In stone, gravity bends around hull. Stars stretch like strings pulled by invisible hands, and the ship leaps forward without engine sound, without light, only the ripple of space bending around it. Alien sensors across galaxy detect something ancient, something they thought impossible. Star manipulation wave a signature older than their own empires. They panic trying to identify it. Commanders shout humans cannot do that. Humans are dead, but deep inside their hearts fear whispers that the legend is not dead, it just slept. The cube ship disappears into darkness, moving toward the ones who burned Earth. The path is set. No one in the ship speaks. They feel the weight of 10,000 years on their shoulders, but it is not heavy because it is shared between millions. Kale stands alone looking at the window, stars sliding fast around hull, and his mind goes back to the little girl with ash on her face. He remembers her last words. She asked, will sky be blue again? He whispers in empty hall, yes, after fire. The sky will be blue again. And he closes his eyes. The pain becomes strength, the memory becomes purpose. Helix speaks, Commander, we will reach enemy border soon. Kale answers, then let the galaxy watch. They forgot us, but they will learn our name again. The ship moves like a silent promise, a promise older than stars, older than kingdoms, older than every empire that built itself on the ashes of Earth. This time humans are not fighting for survival, they are fighting for home, and nothing in universe is stronger than revenge mixed with love for a world that once gave life to everything inside them. And while the ship travels through darkness, every human heartbeat sounds like drum of war, and every breath sounds like whisper of children they lost, and every step they take feels like walking toward the moment when pain breaks into destiny. And the burned planet behind them keeps glowing under scars like it knows its children came back after 10,000 years, not to die but to rise. The cube ship moves through deep space like a silent storm hidden behind darkness, carrying inside it the weight of 10,000 years of pain, every human heartbeat echoing like drums of war that no one outside can hear, but space itself feels the vibration, as if the universe remembers the day Earth burned. The stars around the ship stretch thin like silver threads pulled by invisible hands. The engines make no sound because the ship does not push against space, it bends it the way ancient humans once dreamed but died before showing it to the galaxy. Now their children born from memory, not blood, awaken into a war that ended before they were born, yet lives in their veins, as if every cell remembers the sound of fire. Commander Kale stands alone in the command chamber, the walls alive with blue lines moving like veins carrying old power. He looks at maps showing the ZYR Dominion territory, huge rings of star systems controlled by an empire that once celebrated the death of Earth. They have millions of ships, countless bases, control of 12% of galaxy, and a culture built on believing humans were weak. Kale watches the data without blinking, his eyes cold like ice that formed around his heart during 10,000 years of sleep. But under that ice something alive beats, a memory of a child asking if the sky will be blue again. That memory keeps him human, not monster. Helix 01 appears beside him in hologram form, a calm voice made of metal and kindness. Commander, we will cross into ZYR early warning systems in 9 hours. Their sensors will detect us. Kale answers low, calm, let them see us. Fear is our first weapon. Helix calculates potential outcomes, shows probability lines glowing like stars in air. Most scenarios show massive war with heavy casualties. Kale looks at them without fear. Pain broke his fear long ago. He says numbers are cold, they do not know the strength of people who lost everything and still stand. Helix pauses, then shows another image, not of war but of Earth glowing faint blue under scars. Kale feels a tight knot in His chest not fear not sadness something in between. He touches the hologram with slow hand and whispers Earth waits for us. A young soldier standing nearby hears him and asks Commander, do you think Earth knows we are coming? Kale looks at him, a boy born from cryo, his face clean, innocent, eyes wide but filled with inherited pain. Kale answers, planets hold memory, they hold blood, they hold stories. Earth remembers us even if galaxy forgot. The boy nods, tears forming. Even if he never saw Earth he feels its loss, like losing a mother he never met, because every human carries Earth inside their DNA. Every dream filled with blue sky they never touched. Helix begins broadcasting old recordings of Earth, green fields, rain, wind, children chasing birds. The recordings play across the ship on giant walls so every human can see what they fight for even if they never lived it. Many touch the screens trying to feel the wind that died 10,000 years ago. One woman named Aria stands still watching image of ocean waves rising and falling slow, endless. She closes her eyes and tries to imagine salt on her lips. She whispers, I want to swim one day, and a man beside her who was trained as soldier answers, you will one day on a real ocean, not memory. She smiles, but her eyes show fear of hope, because hope hurts when it feels impossible. Kale walks through the hall seeing these faces, and he feels heavy responsibility. He is leading not an army but a family of ghosts born from ash, carrying dream of dead parents. The galaxy will see humans not as warriors but as survivors. Kale enters the memory chamber, a dark room with thousands of small lights floating like stars. Each light is a compressed memory recorded by humans who died in final war. Their voices, their last words, their dreams, their anger stored like seeds to grow in future. Kale touches one light, it opens, showing a woman holding baby in burning street. She looks at camera, sweat and ash on her face, voice weak but strong. With love, she says to whoever finds this, we are not monsters, we loved, we dreamed, we built everything we have, and we tried to protect our children. If you wake someday, remember that we fought because home matters more than life. The recording ends and Kale feels a sharp pain in heart, but he does not turn away. He watches another, a soldier bleeding, saying humans are more than war, remember that, do not become what destroyed us. Kale breathes slow, remembering that revenge without soul is just another kind of death. He knows he must lead humans to justice, not madness. Helix interrupts with alert. Enemy scouts detected 2 ZYR ships on border scanning space. They send probe signals trying to locate disturbance. Kale says, let them see us. Helix replies, direct detection will trigger alarm. Kale answers calmly, then alarm will be their warning. Humans are awake. The giant cube lowers its cloaking field, revealing its full shape in sight of ZYR scouts. The 2 ships freeze in space like they saw ghost. Readings show structure unknown, size impossible, material impossible, power signature impossible. The ZYR captains panic, order retreat, but the cube ship sends one silent pulse, a wave of invisible force passing through scouts, not destroying them, only disabling their engines. Their lights go dark, their power dies, their systems freeze. The humans could have killed them easily, but Kale chooses message, not murder. He opens channel, displays hologram of Earth burning, slowly rotating, and his voice broadcasts cold and sharp like blade. We are humanity, we return after 10,000 years, we remember what you did. The ZYR captains shake, eyes wide with fear, voices trembling. They cannot speak, they only stare at image of planet they thought forgotten. Kale continues, tell your empire the dead are alive, tell them the world they burned has children who rise from ash, warn them the war they started ends today. Kale cuts transmission, the 2 ships drift powerless, stunned, their crews shaking in silence. Helix warns, galaxy channels exploding with panic messages, millions of signals asking the same question, are humans real? Kale looks at map, dozens of empires reacting, some afraid, some curious, some hungry for chance to use humans in war, but humans are not tools, they are storm that no one controls. The cube ship continues moving deeper into ZYR territory, their defense lines activate, fleets forming like walls around star systems, commanders shouting, humans are here, humans are real, prepare weapons. Kale watches them assemble, millions of ships like metal, ocean covering stars. He knows numbers mean nothing in face of power hidden inside cube. The crew feels tension, fear and excitement mixed like thunder clouds ready to break. A voice rises from group, quiet but shaking, commander, what if we fail? Kale turns, looking straight into young soldier eyes, his voice soft, calm, humans do not fail, we fall, we rise again, we fall, we rise again, until we win, that is who we are. Failure is only death, and we already died once. The words enter hearts like fire, turning fear into steel. The ship approaches, frontline enemy ships aim weapons, thousands of lasers glowing like red stars ready to cut metal. Helix asks, attack or wait? Kale says wait, let them look at us, let them see what they created. ZYR fleet commander appears on screen, face old scar on cheek. He looks at Kale with shock, voice angry, this is impossible, humans are extinct. Kale replies calm but sharp like knife, would you like to see extinction? His eyes cold. The ZYR commander threatens, surrender your ship or be erased. Kale takes step forward, saying 10,000 years ago you erased our world, now you face what you erased. ZYR commander opens mouth to speak but Kale cuts him, humans do not kneel. He raises his hand and whispers to Helix, activate ash pulse. The cube glows blue for 1 Second, a silent shockwave expands like ring across space, not explosion, not fire, pure gravity distortion passing through enemy ships. Their weapons shut down, their engines freeze, their ships stop moving like toys floating helpless in space. Entire fleet disabled without one human shot. The galaxy watches live transmissions, confused, terrified, some in or others in disbelief. Commentators whisper, how did humans do that? What technology is that no one understands except Kale and Helix? This is not revenge, this is warning. Kale opens broadcast to all ships, voice heavy with 1,000 years of pain. We are not here to destroy everyone, we are here for justice. If you did not burn Earth, we do not seek you. If you helped the burning, we remember your name. He shows the metal plate, message carved by dying humans. If humanity lives, remember who did this. The entire fleet silent, the words hit their hearts like truth spoken by ghosts. Kale closes transmission and turns back to his people. Humans breathe slow, still processing what they just did. They disabled millions without killing one. Helix says quietly, Commander, you showed mercy. Kale answers without looking, mercy is what makes us different. The ZYR killed without feeling. We will not become them, but justice is not mercy, it is truth. Time to deliver it. He looks at Earth hologram again, the blue heart glowing under scars. He whispers, wait for us home, we are coming. And for first time in 10,000 years humanity moves not as broken survivors but as rising force with fire of love and rage mixed like star ready to be born. The disabled ZYR fleet hangs silent in space like frozen stars trapped inside black glass. Millions of soldiers inside the ship stare at dead control screens, all dark, engines silent, weapons useless. And for the first time in 10,000 years the empire that burned Earth tastes the fear humans once felt when the sky melted above their heads. Commander Kale watches the view without any smile, his face calm like stone carved by pain. He does not enjoy this moment because destroying enemy is not victory, bringing justice for the dead is victory, and that path is still long. Helix 01 speaks in controlled tone, enemy ships will regain systems in 6 hours. Kale replies, let them live with fear, let them tell their leaders humanity is awake. Fear is our first weapon, truth is our second. The cube ship moves forward, leaving behind an entire fleet paralyzed like statues in deep ocean. Humans watch through windows, no cheering, only quiet breaths, because victory without blood is something they never imagined their ancestors fought. Until fire covered Earth they died with weapons in hand. Now their children use power that does not kill but stops war like a hand closing over sun. Kale walks through the long corridor, seeing humans sitting on floor, heads resting on knees, eyes full of memories they never lived but still feel because history lives in their veins. A girl with short hair whispers to herself, we are really fighting for Earth, something real, not only story. She touches a hologram showing green forests, old pictures from Earth Museum archives, and tears fall silent down her cheek. She never saw a tree, but the image hurts like losing something she once touched. Kale kneels beside her, not like Commander, like a father comforting someone lost, his voice soft, gentle. The trees on Earth were strong, they broke stone roots deeper than mountains. They never fell alone, every tree held other trees, same as us. We stand together. And she whispers, will Earth have trees again? Kale looks at glowing hologram of Earth core, his voice breaking slightly. Yes, one day when fire ends the galaxy watches every move of cube ship. Broadcasts travel faster than light. Millions of aliens sit in dark rooms afraid to speak. Elders whisper, this is the day prophecy comes true. Stories told around old fires say the dead will return from stars when the time is right and punish the ones who forgot kindness. ZYR Dominion sends new fleet from core worlds. 10,000 ships forming circle around star gates, their leaders panic, meeting in tall crystal chambers decorated with artifacts taken from conquered planets, including pieces stolen from Earth museums, burned helmets, crushed rifles, symbols of victory, now symbols of shame. One old ZYR scholar stands in assembly, eyes full of fear. He speaks, shaking voice, humans were never weak, they were ahead, but we burned their world before they showed their true light. The council laughs at him, calling humans myth. Impossible threat, but the old scholar has seen something no one else did. He once studied human history, saw photos of cities full of tall buildings, bridges like metal rivers, lights glowing like stars on ground, saw children laughing holding books, saw soldiers smiling, not wanting war, just wanting peace. He knows Earth did not die because humans were weak, Earth died because humans were close to unlocking star power, and ZYR attacked first. Kale does not know this, but he feels truth like instinct. Humans were always on edge of something big, something universe-changing. Helix confirms old hidden logs show humans developing tech that bends stars, artificial gravity control on planetary scale. If humans had 5 more years, Earth would not fall. Kale stands in silence, this truth heavy in his mind. Humans did not lose because they were small, they lost because they were too close to greatness. An enemy struck first to kill future, not past. The cube ship reaches border of core world's ZYR fleet. Waiting like black wall full of fear, Kale stands on command platform, millions of humans behind him. Watching huge screens showing endless enemy ships, he breathes slow, controlled. Helix scans enemy weapons, confirms high-energy warheads capable of burning planets. Kale remembers Earth burning under same weapons, and for one moment anger rises like fire trying to break his calm, but he catches it, holding anger like blade to use with purpose, not chaos. He whispers to Helix, we do not burn planets, we rebuild them. Helix responds, acknowledged. Kale opens Communication to entire fleet, his voice echoes. Across space, this is humanity. We stand before the empire that took our home. We come not as conquerors but as children of a world you tried to erase, a world that still beats under scars. He shows hologram of Earth core, glowing blue, silent heartbeat under glass mountains. Enemy commanders stare confused. They think Earth is dead, they think humans lie. They shout back, you lie, Earth is burned. Kale answers, burned is not dead, dead is cold without heart. Earth has heart. A silence follows heavy like universe holding breath. ZYR ships prepare to fire. Kale hears countdown from Helix, 5 seconds until impact. He looks at millions of faces reflected in metal panels, hungry for justice, but he knows killing millions now will not heal Earth. He raises hand, says gently but firm, Helix pattern lock. The pulse triggers again, blue shockwave spreading fast, soundless like breath moving through stars. Enemy ships shut down like someone closed their eyes. All lights gone except emergency red, distant like dying embers. Millions of soldiers suddenly helpless, hearing only their own heartbeats. They cannot fire, they cannot run, they cannot speak. Kale opens channel again, voice heavy with weight of 10,000 years of ghosts. We could have destroyed you in one breath, but we did not. We choose justice, not extinction. You took our world, we will not take yours, but we will take your throne. He targets ZYR Central Capital Star System command ship located near a giant red star, surrounded by defensive rings strong enough to destroy moons. Helix says this is center of empire, this is where orders to burn Earth were given. Kale's eyes darken, his voice becomes ice. Then we end the story where it started. The cube ship bends space, jumping through enemy lines, ignoring physics like shadow sliding through light. Engine leaves no trail, only silence. ZYR commanders scream impossible as cube appears near capital planet. Huge silver fortress built like giant claw wrapping around planet. Sky full of war cannons ready to burn mountains if needed. Kale stares at planet thinking about Earth, its mountains melted by fire, its oceans boiled, its children screaming under burning sky. He clenches fist but keeps mind clear. Helix asks command. Kale whispers only 2 words, no destruction. Helix charges ancient system, not weapon, something older, something humans built with different purpose. A memory beam, it projects recordings of Earth burning, giant hologram around ZYR capital planet. Every citizen forced to see truth they once celebrated as victory. They watch mothers holding babies under falling fire. They watch soldiers dying in streets fighting until breath ended. They watch children crying in smoke, whispering for help that never came. ZYR panic riots break inside capital. Many scream, asking why. Their history books lied, saying humans were weak, saying Earth died with no honor. Now they see honor, now they see pain, now they see truth. Kale speaks to whole empire, voice soft but sharper than blades. We did not come to kill your people, we came to kill your lies. History is weapon sharper than any gun you told galaxy. We begged, but we never begged, we fought, and now our story will be told by us, not by those who killed us. He reveals metal plate carved by dying humans. If humanity lives, remember who did this. Silence spreads across empire. Old scholar cries, falling to knees, whispering forgive us, forgive us. He remembers museums filled with human artifacts stolen from dead world. He remembers touching broken helmet, thinking if this was child's or soldiers. Kale turns away. He cannot forgive, but he will not become monster. Helix asks what now. Kale looks at Earth, hologram, blue heart beating. He says now we go home. The cube ship leaves ZYR capital, leaving behind truth like wound that will never close. As they jump back into dark space, humans feel something strange inside, peace mixed with heavy sadness, because revenge without home is not complete. Arya, the girl who wanted to swim, stands beside Kale looking at hologram Earth still. Black scars everywhere but core glowing stronger. Helix says energy rising, Earth healing slowly. Kale closes eyes, whispering to planet wait for us, we are close. He remembers promise to little girl that sky will be blue again, and his heart becomes lighter, heavy pain turning into quiet hope. Millions of humans stand in silence looking at their birthplace, waiting to touch soil again, touch water again, touch air again. Children born from cryo dreaming of sunsets they never saw, and Earth waits under broken crust like mother sleeping under stone, waiting for children to wake her. This is not end, this is beginning. The moment when dead species rises to rebuild world that died in fire 10,000 years ago. Now hope breathes like slow wind inside cube hall. Kale looks at humans and says we did not come to destroy, we came to remember, and now we return to bring life back to the world that gave us life. And every human feels heartbeat one time, heavy like drum of destiny. World waits and stars shine brighter as if they know the children of Earth came back home. The cube ship enters the far dark space near the ruined planet that once carried oceans like mirrors of sky and green mountains like proud giants. Now only broken stone and glass remain, reflecting nothing but dead stars. Humans stand near windows staring at Earth's wounds in silence like soldiers standing at grave of friend they lost long ago yet still love more than life itself. Commander Kale stands in front of the giant window, his Reflection mixing with broken image of Earth behind him like his face carved inside planet scars, his voice quiet but sharp like whisper of blade. Earth is not just rock, it is everything we were, everything we could be. Helix 01 glows beside him, showing new data streams pulsing like heartbeat. Commander core energy rising 22%. Kale closes eyes tight, remembering last message from dying planet recorded in AI memory, echoing like scream inside metal. To anyone who wakes, save the heart of Earth. Kale takes slow breath in his chest. Something heavy becomes light for first time, because revenge no longer fills his blood. Now hope begins to grow like small fire inside frozen heart. Humans gather around data screens showing Earth's crust cracked open like broken shell, and under that shell blue light moving like life trapped beneath stone. Arya, the girl who dreamed of swimming, presses hand on glass, tears falling without sound, her voice breaking. Commander, I want to go home, even if I never live there. Kale looks at her and sees whole generation born without sky, without grass, without air that tastes like rain. They are children of darkness, raised in memory, not world. They fight for dream, not experience. Kale steps forward, voice deep like thunder covered in clouds. We will go home soon, but first we heal her, we bring Earth back. Helix runs deep scans showing layers of melted crust, centuries-old wounds formed by starfire weapons. Earth's surface dead but core alive. A glowing ocean of energy roaring like giant heart that never stopped beating. Kale asks Helix how to free the heart. Helix responds with plan, ancient technology named Project Dawn Seed, built during last days of war, hidden inside cube ship, meant to restart fallen planets, not just Earth, any world killed by star weapons. Humanity built hope even in death. They engineered future inside their last breath. Kale listens, eyes wide in shock. His ancestors were dying, but building life for next generation. They did not give up. They prepared for moment that never came until now. Helix shows projector that looks like giant metal flower closed tight, its petals black with lines of blue light. Helix explains Dawn Seed can crack open crust, gently release core energy, rebuild atmosphere, ocean's life, but cost is high. It will drain AI power, destroy half cube systems, maybe risk ship. Kale thinks of Earth burning, of children screaming under fire, of promise he made to little girl in memory chamber that sky will be blue again. His voice steady, do it. Helix warns consequences. Commander, humans may lose ability to defend. Kale answers calm, we defended Earth once, now we heal it. War ends here, we choose life. Millions hear his voice and something heavy inside them breaks like ice cracking. They never heard leader choose hope over victory. They never imagined war ending with healing, not burning. Humans gather in main hall, screens showing Dawn Seed lowering from cube bottom like giant flower blooming above broken world. Petals opening, releasing soft hum like lullaby for planet. Glowing strings of blue light fall like gentle rain, touching black glass crust. Each drop melts stone like snow, but not with violence, with softness. Crust cracks open, revealing glowing rivers of light running under surface like veins, carrying liquid fire that does not burn but gives life. Dawn Seed pulls energy from core and pours into atmosphere like breath. Earth inhales for first time in 10,000 years. Thin clouds form made of steam rising from deep fissures, air moving slow like newborn wind. Humans stare at window, some fall to knees unable to breathe, not from lack of oxygen but from emotion, because they see sky forming again, even if small, even if weak. They see sky. Arya covers her mouth, sobbing, voice shaking. Commander, it is blue. Kale watches small patch of sky forming, color soft like memory, not full blue but beginning blue like first sunrise after darkness. He feels eyes burn, tears almost breaking through wall he built in his heart, but he keeps voice steady. Earth remembers how to be alive. Helix shows rising atmosphere numbers, oxygen 0.3%, water vapor rising. Kale whispers louder. Earth breathes again, giant cracks open wider, lakes of glowing core energy cooling into pools like liquid crystal, then turning into clear water, flooding deep scars. Rivers form, moving slow, turning black dust into mud. Life beginning like dream written in soil. Humans scream, cry, laugh. Some touch floor as if touching soil. Millions raised hand toward window like trying to touch planet. Through glass cube hall echoes with sound of rebirth. Helix warns power levels dropping 60%, cube systems failing. Kale understands price but does not regret one beat. He whispers to AI, hold until Earth stands. AI voice quiet but full of something like pride, acknowledged. Commander, if I die Earth lives. Cube shakes, lights flicker. Humans hold each other, fear mixed with hope, because healing planet is killing their ship. Kale spreads arms like wings, commanding in deep voice, do not fear, we were born on Earth, not metal. If ship dies we live there, we are not machine, we are world. Everyone feels truth like fire in heart. Helix pushes last energy. Dawn Seed glows, bright explosion of light, not destructive but beautiful, covering whole planet in blue wave. Stone turns to soil, glass turns to sand, dead mountains become green in seconds. Moss growing like fast memory, forests forming like stories returning. Animals form from cells hidden deep in core, seeds stored in DNA memory released by energy. Birds cry first time in 10,000 years, sound shaking space like forgotten song. Kale falls to knees, not from weakness but from overwhelming truth. Earth is alive, loud full shouting in every human's blood. Children cry, voices shaking, home we have home. Cube lights shut down slowly, Helix voice fading like whisper of old friend. Commander, systems failing. Kale touches hologram, AI shape trembling, saying you gave us World again AI answers you gave me purpose. Save the children AI disappears screens go dark silence covers ship Kale stands slowly looking at Earth now blue oceans forming clouds spreading green covering scars planet shining like jewel born from ash humans stand like newborns seeing mother first time Kale whispers soft sky is blue again 10,000 years of pain collapse into one moment of healing he looks at his people every face glowing in blue light of reborn planet they are no longer ghosts of dead world they are children returning. Home galaxy watches stunned unable to speak seeing Earth alive after believing myth for centuries ZYR dominion shaken by truth seeing their victory turned to shame because world they burned now lives stronger than before Earth rises from death like phoenix with wings of forests and oceans Kale raises voice one more time strong full like sky we are humanity we died once we return twice and never fall again this is justice not war this is memory not revenge this is love not destruction humans. Gather arms around each other family born from ashes looking at planet that waited for them like mother waiting at door after 1,000 years every breath full of new air every heartbeat echoing like Earth's heartbeat humans do not cheer like winners they cry like children who came home Kale touches window whispering thank you Earth for waiting for us and planet answers with wind clouds forming sunsets rising like smile of mother the cube floats silent above world it saved. Humans feel gravity of destiny pulling them down to soil that made them everything and stars shine brighter as if universe itself celebrates children of Earth returning to home they built with tears fire and love. The cube ship hangs silently above the reborn planet like a dark guardian. Watching newborn child breathe its first air after 1,000 centuries the metal body once full of endless power now quiet like sleeping giant its lights gone its systems shut but its heart is still alive in the form of blue world below every human inside ship stands close to giant windows their faces glowing in color of new sky oceans spread like glass mirrors reflecting clouds mountains rise green again covered with forests that grew like memories. Returning to soil rivers run like silver. Threads across land singing songs of life that only Earth remembers birds fly in endless circles crying loud like they are calling their children home and humans listen while tears run freely down faces that never saw real sky never touched real air never walked real ground Commander Kale stands in center of command hall breathing slow watching entire planet move like heartbeat of universe his eyes shine for first time not with rage not with pain but with peace heavy and deep. Like ocean inside. Chest helix. 01 does not speak anymore only small symbol flickers on broken panel like forgotten whisper but Kale feels AI presence inside systems that died to bring life back to planet he whispers thank you friend for saving our world even if Halix cannot answer his words fall into silence like prayer humans begin preparing descent to planet but for moment no one moves they just stare at Earth seeing home for first time their bodies tremble weak from emotions stronger than any war because they feel gravity calling them like mother calling children after long journey soldiers who trained entire life to fight now shake like children ready to touch land they dreamed but never walked Arya steps forward voice breaking in her throat commander can I go first Kale looks at her not as leader but as father of all orphan children Earth created in darkness his voice soft yes you and all children because this planet belongs to future not past landing ships small silver petals fall from cube. Dropping gently through clouds which glow pink like morning blood mixed with sunlight humans inside ships hold hands some scream some cry some silent with fear and joy same time their hearts beat so loud it feels like drums inside skull landing pods break clouds and wind hits windows like soft breath humans see green trees moving under them like waves of life landing gear touches ground on soft soil that feels alive under metal doors open slow like dream humans. Step out feet touching grass that bends gentle under weight like greeting welcome back home Arya falls to knees hands digging into soil tears pouring she cries with voice stronger than thousands of screams commander it is warm Kale kneels beside her lets soil fall through fingers like dust of history turned into future he breathes air that feels heavy with smell of leaves water earth he whispers this is what we fought for not revenge not power just this dirt grass air sky everything simple everything real millions of humans. Step out onto land some lie on ground arms open hugging planet like child hugging mother after nightmare some kiss soil some run into forests laughing like children playing in rain even if rain never fell on their faces before rivers shine fish swim leaves shake under wind like planets smiling humans walk into water crying when cold touches skin because it feels like memory of life they never lived Arya runs into river screaming laughing crying loud same time water splashes heavy around her legs. And she screams I am home birds fly over her head singing and she lifts hands trying to touch them Kale walks slow into trees touching bark of new grown wood feeling rough surface like history written in scars he remembers last vision of earth burning trees screaming under fire now new trees whisper welcome humans spread across valley planting flags not symbols of war but symbol of circle representing earth's heartbeat they build small shelters using metal and wood. But Kale stops them voice. Firm gentle no walls first feel open sky walls come later walls off of fear we start with sky open helix appears faint hologram glitching like broken star commander core systems gone. But I see Earth reborn. Kale's eyes fill with tears, voice shaking. You are alive. Helix laughs, sound glitching like music underwater. I am part of Earth now, my code merged with planetary heart. Kale understands the AI that watched Earth burn now becomes part of Earth's rebirth. Helix says final line before fading. Take care of her, she waited for you 10,000 years. Kale whispers, we will then. Light disappears like star. Dying humans start working together, planting seeds from cryo storage. Ancient seeds saved by ancestors before war, seeds that slept longer than humans now touch soil that remembers rain in days before fire. They plant wheat, rice, corn, flowers, trees, all species stored for future. Rivers carry seeds downstream, forming new forests faster than natural time because dawn seed activated, accelerated growth. Humans explore continents, seeing ruins of old mountains melted like wax, but under new light. Mountains look soft, covered with green blankets. Wind howls through broken stones like music of forgotten age. Children born inside cube run across fields, feet slipping on fresh grass like life teaching them to walk. Mothers who never touched soil sit holding babies, watching sun rise, gold on horizon like light lifting Earth from grave. Kale climbs highest hill overlooking valley. His army stands behind him, not carrying guns, carrying seeds, tools, lights to build gardens, not walls, not war. He raises hand, speaking to entire humanity, voice loud, clear, filled with spirit of planet. This is our second beginning, not first. Our scars teach us more than stars. We do not rule with fear, we grow with love. We do not conquer worlds, we protect home. We do not erase history, we carry it in our blood. He lifts handful of soil, letting it fall slow. This is our mother, our origin, our truth. We return not as ghosts but as gardeners of future. This world died in fire, but fire is not end, it is beginning. Children cheer, elders cry for world they never saw before but dreamed all life. Adults stare at horizon, seeing line where sky kisses earth like promise. Kale's voice gets soft like wind that knows secrets. We forgive, but we never forget. Forgiveness is for future, forgetting is betrayal of past. Wind carries leaves around his feet like planet listening to speech. He points at sky full of stars where ZYR empire waits in fear, but he does not speak of war, he speaks of peace. Galaxy will change when they learn that humans rise from ashes, not for blood, but for life. Sun fully rises, lighting planet blue, green, gold, reflecting in eyes of millions, showing them who they are, not warriors, but survivors, not monsters, but children of planet that fought to live. Humans kneel, touching ground, heads down like prayer for souls lost 10,000 years ago, whispering names of cities that burned, names they never knew but feel inside like memory passed through heartbeat. Kale feels weight of generations breathing through soil, and his voice shakes when he says we are Earth and Earth is us. Silence holds valley like blanket, horns of wind call across mountains like ancestors welcoming children home. Birds circle crying, humans look up, light on faces strong, full of hope. Helplessness turns to power, pain turns to love, war turns to rebirth, and whole valley sings with sound of life returning. Kale whispers last line, knowing universe will hear this. Time after 10,000 years humanity came home, and the universe itself will remember who we are, not myth, not ashes, but children of blue planet that rose again like phoenix, made from tears, fire, and endless love, for world that waited whole eternity for one breath of life.